All right, we're back on record. Cause number CR 24-125, State of Texas versus say your first name, Demetrius
Yes, sir.
Turner Benson. All right, the court has reviewed Mr. Benson's application for court-appointed attorney. Court is going to find him indigent at this time. Court has appointed the Honorable Richard Schmidt as counsel. Mr. Schmidt is not here today, so I'm gonna have to reset your case. I'm gonna reset your arraignment to May 27th. Later this month at 9 a.m. Mr. Schmidt will be here that day. And then, Mr. Benson, I'm going to find your bail to be insufficient today, that you violated the conditions of your pretrial release by testing positive for marijuana and alcohol.
So this is, I'm new to all this.
You already signed the conditions.
No. I'm talking about for the pretrial, like the marijuana in my system, that was already there before I didn't before the probation started, and then with
where's that from?
with the alcohol, I didn't know.
Hang on, let me before you dig. So you're saying that you signed on March 25th. Today's May 1st. You're saying that marijuana was already in your system.
So I mean I didn't fully understand.
I'll tell you what.
I told him that when we had our first conversation about the pretrial probation, you know, I never heard of pretrial before, and
I know, but did you?
Even
you
with
not
the
sign
alcohol,
these conditions?
I did, but
did you not read them?
I did. I just didn't understand.
Does it say don't do marijuana, don't do alcohol?
I didn't. But with the alcohol situation, I still didn't even know. Like I didn't know how long the pretrial was gonna be. Like I didn't know this was gonna be a thing. Like I thought today I thought it was gonna be over. Like I didn't know that pretrial probation was probation the whole time. I didn't know that. I thought that after the last time that we was gonna go to trial. I'm not even sure how all this works, and I just didn't know. I did not know. Like I would have never had my anniversary the other day. I had a drink. I didn't know that I was still on pre-trial probation. I thought that today was going to end it, and I thought I was going to start my trial. I'm not trying to fight all this. I've been working on this case for 3 years. I waited 2.5 years for a court date. And then for the bail to call me the day before while I was out of town at my grandmother's funeral to say I had a court date, which why I'm in the situation in the first place. Like I never owed them any money. I always tried to get this over with. Like I lost my job behind this. That's the only reason why I'm in the situation of not being able to afford a lawyer. I genuinely didn't know. Like I didn't. I've been trying to take care of this. This happened in 2022. I didn't get a court date until last August. Like I've been trying to get this over with. I've been trying to do the right thing, go through this. I just didn't with the pretrial stuff. I just didn't know that it was something that continued until today. Like I would have, I would have told them the first day, I got stuff in my system that I know it takes a while for it to get out of my system.
Not that long for alcohol.
Well, that was the alcohol was the other day. I didn't know that.
Well, you just said a moment ago that you thought it was all going to end today.
I thought it was all going to end today. I didn't know that this was going.
That means that
drug test. I
didn't know thought it was going to end today.
I thought the last time I saw him, I thought that was the last time I was going to see him for like a pre-trial probation. I thought that today was going to be like the trial and everything was going to be over. As far as that, I didn't know that when I came today, I was still on pre-trial probation. I really didn't. Like if I would have known today I was still on pre-trial probation, I would have had a drink the other day for my anniversary. Like, I didn't know. Like I genuinely did not know. But I have no problem with complying with whatever I need to do. I just didn't know. Like I didn't. I'm sorry for being naive and unknowledgeable, but I did not know. Like, I would comply with anything, everything.
Well, you're gonna get an opportunity to comply with the conditions. But you're gonna go to jail today for insufficient bail. For
I
insufficient,
had to go to, so what happens now? Like, I don't even know what's
you're gonna go to jail. You've got a court-appointed attorney. He's gonna come visit with you. The attorney will work with the prosecutors. They'll try to work on your case. But these conditions are very clear. That these were gonna be in effect until your case was resolved.
I didn't,
Listen,
but
Mr. Vincent, save yourself the trouble.
I'm
Listen,
not,
all you're
okay.
doing is digging your hole deeper. Just listen. You know better than to think that conditions of pretrial release were going to end today when you show up in court and you don't even have an attorney. You didn't even hire an attorney to represent you. You came here today empty-handed. You didn't know I was going to drug test you.
I didn't know anything.
You didn't
Your
know I
Honor,
was going to drug test you today, and you got marijuana in your system and you got alcohol in your system. This form that you signed and I signed says that you would not do that, and you did it. So save it. Talk to your attorney. Maybe he can talk to the prosecutors about getting your bail reinstated. He'll be out there soon. I'm bringing you back here on. You can post a new bail if you want. It's $100,000. You can post that, and you can get back out, and these same conditions apply.
But even then, it's not like I'm not trying to do anything. I just don't know what's going on. I just don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, you should ask better questions, and you shouldn't have signed this saying that I, the named defendant, upon posting the above set out bond amount, now hereby acknowledge that I have received a true and correct copy. I've read the same. I understand these conditions. I read and understand the English language, and I agree to abide strictly by the terms and conditions of supervision and release. That's the last thing you read before you signed. So.
But I understand it, Your Honor. But all I'm saying is I just didn't understand. Like like even right now, like I don't even.
Do you understand now? Do you understand now?
I still don't. Like I got so many questions. I don't know what's happening. Like I just.
Mr. Vincent, you have an attorney. I've given you the attorney that you've asked for. He will come visit you out at the Van Zandt County Jail, and y'all can work through all of this. He'll answer your questions. He'll be your representation for the attorneys of the state to work on your case. He can ask for the bond to be reinstated. He knows how to do all this. He'll explain all this to you. Where you say that you don't understand after you signed and said you understand.
No, I signed it to say I signed it that day because I was under the impression that I was complying. I had no problem with doing any of those things. I just didn't know one.
Then why did you go out and do them? Then why did you go out and do them? If you understood that you weren't supposed to do them, then why did you go out and do them? If you want to argue about it, why don't you give me a logical argument that makes sense and quit saying one thing and then contradicting yourself 5 minutes later. Tell me logically, why did you think that you could smoke marijuana and drink alcohol while you were on felony conditions of pretrial release for possession of controlled substance out of this court? Why did you think you could do that?
To be honest with you, John.
Think about what you're going to say before you say it.
The day I came in, they signed that paper. Even then, when I was signing it, I did not fully understand.
Then why didn't you ask? Why didn't you ask somebody?
No, I understood that I had to stay away from stuff I didn't, and I was.
You didn't.
No.
Don't tell me you did stay away from it when you test positive for marijuana and alcohol.
No, I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to finish, but I didn't like the other day, like the situation. That was a while ago. Like I have not been protecting it. When I realized that I was being drug tested, I even asked him to like push back my first day so that I could get myself time to get clean. Because that's when I realized. Now when I went to go see him last time, I didn't know. Like I'm not sure the trial process, the pre-trial process. I thought that today was going to be the day up till last with my lawyer that we just. I'm not trying to fight this. I want to get this charge off. I thought I was going to come today, plead guilty, so I can start my.
Without an attorney?
No, this is what up to yesterday. Before I thought I had an attorney. Like I thought I was going here, plead guilty, and then we were just going to like go through the motions of.
And listen, I don't want you to say anything that could be used against you in court because the prosecutors are here and you're on the record. So if you say, I'm gonna plead guilty, I'm gonna do
Oh, I'm
this, I
sorry.
did that. Don't say anything
I'm
that
sorry.
incriminates.
Yeah,
I'm just asking
I'm
about,
in new water. Like I said, I'm in new water. I didn't, like, I'm not trying to, I'm not even sure where I'm.
okay,
Like,
well then we're gonna hit reset, but you're gonna go to jail today. If you wanna post a new bail,
So
you can do that.
When I go to jail today, like, I don't even, like, what do I do? Like,
You get booked in and an attorney will come and see you. He'll get notified that he's been appointed. He'll have your information. He'll reach out to the prosecutors. They'll give him the discovery on your case. If it's something that you want to resolve quickly, he can do that for you. He's a good attorney. And he'll be in contact soon. All right.